Hello friends, how's it going? I hope you're doing really well. It's been a while since I've done a video, but today I want to talk about the solstice in real brief. So, today is one of the most important days spiritually, in my opinion, and it would have been one of the most important days for all of the ancient peoples, all the indigenous peoples of the world. In the northern hemisphere today, the point being like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow would be the winter solstice. And what that means, if you don't know, is that we've just had the shortest day of the year, in the sense that the day begins when the sun rises and the day ends when the sun goes down. The shortest amount of light. That was today. And from now on, the days will get longer. We'll have more and more light every day until the opposite occurrence later in the year, right? Okay, so for ancient people, this would have been really important and compelling. One, just think if you're an ancient person, you live in a world with no light pollution, very little light pollution, right? And because of that, all of the ancient indigenous peoples in the world were the sky watchers. They observed the sky as a matter of course. And there's a lot of reasons why it would have been more compelling. The most chief of which are first, that there's no light pollution, so the actual visual image of the sky would just be so much more bright to them. And second, you think about the lack of distractions that they had. When the sun goes down, the day's over, and you're either sleeping, winding down, maybe talking with your friends and family, eating the meal that you've just cooked in the last light of the day, or you would be staring at the sky, at the stars, watching the moon, because they'd just be so beautiful to you. I mean, they still are, right? Even though we have all this light pollution, still a very compelling thing. But I think everyone's spent some amount of time, I hope everyone's spent some amount of time away from a city or even a small town and seen the Milky Way. I remember the first time I saw that, and it just blew my mind. It's such a beautiful sight. So, as they're watching sky, of course they'd be following the movements of the sun as well. And because the solstice is the shortest day, that means that there will be more sunlight every day from now. And because it's impossible not to place a sort of emotional, spiritual reading on top of that, because of course more sunlight means safety and growing seasons approaching, the promise that winter will end. And I think for the ancients it's a very real thing, because their life is tied to these natural movements so directly. But for us, I think the more astro-theological, astro-spiritual aspect of things becomes important. What to them would have been the metaphorical aspects of the solstice become the more important parts for us, because we can go to supermarket and get our food, right? At least for now. But I'll tell you what I do on the solstice, and it's very basic, but I make an image of the sun and I burn it, and I celebrate the dying of this year's sun. And I see all of those things that I wish to wash away for the year. And I burn them up and thank them for their presence in my life and send them on their way. And then tomorrow morning, when the sun rises, I'll make a very specific take a very specific moment, and when the sun rises, and welcome in all those things that I want the new year to bring. And yeah, so for me, this is the new year, because the sun has died and it's being reborn. Anyway, I wanted to share that because I have a lot of friends who have asked me what I do on the solstice, and why I follow it and that kind of thing. I hope you're having a great day. I'll see you guys soon, and yeah, enjoy the solstice.